Be strong and courageous. Very simple, but powerful words. We come across several scriptures in the Bible that encourage us to be strong and courageous, especially in seasons of change, uncertainty, or waiting. The most common ones are found towards the end of Deuteronomy and at the start of Joshua. This was the moment when Moses' leadership over Israel was ending, and Joshua was being commissioned to take the Israelites into the Promised Land. For Israel, it was an encouragement that regardless of the human leader, God Himself was with them. But He needed them not to give up, to be strong and courageous, even though Moses, who had led them faithfully all those years, was not going into the land with them. For Joshua, imagine the weight of the task. After years of serving under Moses, watching his authority, his closeness with God, and also the constant stubbornness of the Israelites, how easy it would have been to feel afraid, uncertain, even overwhelmed at the thought of leading this nation forward. Yet God spoke to him again and again, "Be strong and courageous." Not once, not twice, but repeatedly, almost as if to make sure that instead of fear, that was the voice echoing in Joshua's mind. And in many seasons of my life, I have felt God say this to me over and over again, usually in the very moments when all I wanted to do was hide, run away, or give up. But God's word comes to us in these very moments. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Notice this. God doesn't just command strength and courage, He attaches a promise. I will go before you. I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Our part is not to give in to fear or despair. His part is to go with us, ahead of us, and behind us.
What does it mean to be strong? Being strong is not about pretending to have it all together. Strength in God's eyes is not human bravado or self-sufficiency. True strength means leaning on Him even when our own resources have run out. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah 8:10. Strength means, in our careers, holding on with integrity when cutting corners would be easier. In our health, trusting God's healing and peace even when the doctor's report feels overwhelming. In our families, praying and standing in love when we're waiting to see change in a spouse, child, or sibling. In waiting, refusing to settle for less than God's promise, even when delay feels endless. Sometimes, strength simply means showing up, even when we don't feel like it. It means not letting our emotions rule us, but choosing to anchor ourselves in what God has already spoken. For Joshua, strength meant believing that victory was possible because God had said so. Without strength, we surrender hope. With strength, we keep the door of faith open for God's miracle to come through. What does it mean to be courageous? Courage, to me, is audacity. It's taking the step of faith even when everything in us screams that it's impossible. Peter showed courage when he stepped out of the boat to walk toward Jesus, Matthew 14:29. Joshua showed courage when he dared to believe that he could lead a stubborn people into the land God had promised. Courage begins in the mind with a renewed conviction to trust God and then flows into bold action. Courage today might look like, in our faith, sharing the gospel with a friend even when you fear rejection. In our careers, applying for that role you feel underqualified for because you believe God's favor goes with you. In marriage, choosing forgiveness when bitterness feels easier. In finances, giving generously when it feels safer to hold back. In society, standing for truth and righteousness when it's unpopular to do so. Why does God call us to courage? Because courage shifts us from passive hope to active faith. It declares, I believe God will act, and I will move forward in obedience until He does. Why strength and courage together? Strength without courage might keep us standing, but never moving. Courage without strength might get us started, but not sustained. Together, strength and courage keep us pressing forward into the promises of God. God told Joshua, and He tells us today, to be strong and courageous because He knows fear is our default response. He wants us to remember that the battle is not ours but His, 2 Chronicles 20:15. He is faithful to His promises, and we can walk in them boldly. He is with us always, even to the end of the age. Matthew 28:20. Friend, whatever season you are in, whether waiting, battling, or stepping into something new, God's word to you is the same as it was to Joshua. Be strong and courageous. Not because you are enough in yourself, but because the one who calls you is faithful. Strength is choosing to stand. Courage is choosing to step. And when we do both, we will see God's presence and power carry us through into His promises. So today, remind your heart, don't give up, don't give in. Be strong, be courageous, and watch what God will do.
Subscribe to The Gospel Citizen for more Christian audio devotionals, reflections, and faith-building content.